And I realized I was too stupid to run a business. You know what I mean? I just knew I was never going to be that guy in, like, you know, in the big office, big long table going, in the fourth quarter, we need to increase production. Okay, Kathy, you're using a little bit too many paper clips, and we need to just kind of tone that down. I'm not singling you out. We're just kind of... I could never do it. So I realized the only thing I could ever do, my greatest thing I could ever do, was work in one of those cubicles. And I refused to do it. Cubicle should be illegal, man. You know what a cubicle basically says? It basically says, like, you know what? We don't think you're smart enough for an office, but we don't want you to look at anybody. So you're going to get in there, and you're going to shut your face. And you just get in there, and you're, like, hunched over, typing away. Around lunchtime, you pop your head up like a gopher, like, hey, Steve, you want to get a sandwich? I said get in there and shut your face.
My black friends always talking about their ancestors. My white friends always talking about their forefathers. Which is two totally different types of dead people. And look, I'm not saying you're a racist if you bring up the forefathers, but I am saying you have my undivided attention. You know, because it's not racist, but it just feels... you know, something that ain't racist, but it's got the residue. It's got the residue of racism on it. So you know what it feel like? You know, just like somebody starts talking about their forefathers, you know what it feel like? You ever been somewhere and it's too many American flags? It just feels... it's a little too much freedom in this space. And it just don't feel right. Like, how many American flags equal one Confederate flag?
Fast food, I think, is like a conspiracy, you know? I think that's how they just keep us dumb. You can't even think after a while. You ever notice that shit? Like, you ever have your whole day planned out, eat one Egg McMuffin, and you're just on the couch? Yeah, you know what? Fuck my dreams. Yeah, I'm just gonna lay here for a while. Kind of stretch out, have a good time. Dude, it's unbelievable. Healthy food, you can't even smell it. You have a bag of apples right in front of my face. My eyes are closed, I can't smell it. 200 miles away. Oh, fuck, is that KFC? Hey, we got some chicken? Well, then you get a bucket of it. I'm telling you, never notice that? You ever notice whenever the government fucks up, all of a sudden, like, McDonald's has, like, a new sandwich? You know? You're just sitting there screaming at your TV. How can I get pardoned all these CEOs? New McRib. Oh, I'm gonna fucking try that. Shove it down your face.
Oh, cool. I'm actually a little bit frazzled. I got to tell you, on the way over here, I was running late, as usual, and I was sprinting down the sidewalk, and I get to the subway station, and I run down the stairs, and I hear my train pull up. Like, I get through the turnstile, I sprint down the stairs, sprint down the platform, make it in the train, last second. And the doors don't close for like 5 minutes. Hey, how's it going? No, I totally thought the doors were going to close. That's why I ran. Yeah.
I'm completely convinced there's aliens. My brothers say no, they're very scientific about it. I go, well, what if they're just smarter than us and that's why we don't know they're here? Like fish don't know we're up here, but we're certainly snagging them whenever the hell we feel like it. I go, I bet if we drain the ocean, we'd find like 20 trillion tiny posters of pictures of fish that just say, missing. Thank you. Wow, that one took you guys a while. Some people really weren't in sync on that. Because I bet every time we catch a fish, some other fish were just swimming around going, hey, wait a minute. Where'd Bill go? And you know when we throw Bill back, the other fish do not believe his story about where he was.
So I met this guy named Greg, and I asked him, I was like, hey, do you spell Greg with 2 or 3 G's? And he said 1. So then I was like, which one? Is it Greg? Is it Reg? Look, you've had your name longer than I've had it. Like, I don't mean to Greg explain to you here, but maybe you have a shortcut that I'm like, how do you spell it? Like, maybe you're a genius, right? Maybe you're an genius. I don't know. Maybe you're a magician. Maybe you're a magician. You know what I mean? From where I'm sitting, it's like Mission Impossible, but I'm open to learning. Greg, how is it possible that you spell your name with only one G? And you know what he said? He said, it's actually Craig. You misheard me. So I was like, okay, I don't have to win every conversation.
Netflix and chill, that's when you invite somebody over to your house to have sex while a boring-ass movie plays in the background. But everybody, that's very important. If you're gonna do it, listen up. Very important. Make sure you put on a boring movie. I'm serious, because I made the mistake. I invited a girl over, and I put on that Netflix show, Making a Murder. That show is so interesting, I completely forgot what I invited her over for. Midway through the show, I look at her, and she's naked, talking about, so what do you think? And I'm crying, like, well, obviously the police set them up. Why are you naked? A man could go to prison. It's not the time for that. You're being selfish. Put your clothes on.
I was adopted by white people as a baby. That's half of what's wrong with me. People ask me what it was like to be raised by white people. I'm like, I don't know. I have fun. Right? I'd get in trouble. I'd be like, you can't hit me. That's a hate crime, you know? My dad's like, give me my belt. I'm like, give me Al Sharpton, bitch. What you trying to do? They try to send me to timeout. Be like, go to timeout. I'm like, oh, interesting. Did you know that a disproportionate amount of the people incarcerated within timeout in this household? African Americans. Here's the thing about white parents nobody tells you. White parents hate it when you sing Negro spirituals just because you have to do chores. They hate that. Straight up, I'd be unloading the dishwasher, I'd be like, swing low, sweet chariot.
But my dad now, like I said, he's getting older. He's adding R's into words that don't need R's. There's no R balance in this guy's life at all. But he never figured out. First it was no R's, now it's too many R's. Like he goes to the doctor the other day. I was like, how was it? He was like, how was it? Told me I got full-blown diabetes. I said, Doc, scientifically, what does that mean? You need me to get on Google? I know Google. Well, Google.com. What am I, dumb? Think I know Google.com?
Immigrants are just like this. They're always complaining about money. This is my father. This is his famous line. Who is going to pay for this? I don't have the money. Who is going to pay for this? I'm like, I'm 10 years old. You're going to pay for it. What the hell are you talking about? You are going to pay. Father, you're going to pay. Because I was hanging out with my friend Sean. He's American, you know. He thinks every American has a knife. He's like, I don't like that boy. He has a knife. And he will stab you. And you will die. And who is going to pay for it?
In the early, like in the 70s, when I grew up, sometimes you'd meet a couple who had an African baby that they brought because they're those kind of, you know, these kinds of people, you know. The kind of couples that hold hands when they announce things. You know those kind of people? They gather their friends and they're like, we've decided. You know those? They have a farm table with a clay pot of honey on it. And their apple juice is cloudy. You know what I'm talking about? Those are the kind of people that make a trip to Zimbabwe and get a baby and name him Kevin and send him to Boston College, whatever.